welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time for the lackluster sound quality. I could not find my microphone, so recording straight through the laptop, so sorry. Anyway, today we're going to celebrate Christmas. We're going to talk about a classic slasher film entitled Black Christmas, which I watched on HBO Max. So, for those of you who don't know, a little backstory for Black Christmas. Black Christmas is essentially the first slasher. Released in the 70s, well before Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, any of that. And it really is the kind of the gold standard of horror film, or of slasher film. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about Black Christmas. So as normal, we break it down into 6 categories: story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and creep. And so the story opens with Silent Night playing, shows a sorority house. Girls are throwing a party inside the sorority house. It has Lois Lane from Superman in it, played by Margot Kidder, which I thought was kind of cool, just to see her in a different role, because I've really only ever seen her in Superman. So the sorority gets a call from somebody they refer to as the Moaner. And then it starts the phone call starts to get super, super obscene. It says really messed up stuff. These phone calls kind of play a role throughout the entire movie. They're kind of a cornerstone of the film. Immediately after they hang up from the Moaner, one of the characters gets murdered, and the body gets hidden inside of the house. And the next probably 30 minutes of the movie is them trying to find her, the missing girl, because they don't know that she's dead, because it's a sorority in a college, so they just assume that she ran off somewhere. But let's see here. Her dad shows up looking for her because he was supposed to pick her up, but they can't find her. They go to talk to the police. Lois Lane is rude AF, like unnecessarily rude. The cops don't take it seriously, and then people start dying. There's also a subplot about one of the characters being pregnant. So overall, story, first slasher film, pretty well done. 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed the story. Acting is not bad for the time, although I don't understand at all why Margot Kidder, she's just unnecessarily rude to absolutely everyone. And when they go to make the police report and the police officer asks her for her phone number, for the sorority house's phone number, she lies because she thinks it's funny, and that doesn't make any sense. So I know that really isn't acting, but I took it out on acting anyway. 3 out of 5 for acting. The music is creepy, dark, it sets the tone, but it's not super special. 3 out of 5 for music. The atmosphere is, this movie's got a really good atmosphere. The phone calls are just insanity. Voices on the phone, it just makes you feel very, very uncomfortable, which is what you want, right? Because you want to be in the head of these girls that are being stalked and murdered. So it was very well done for atmosphere. 4 out of 5. The look, I like that the perspective kind of shifts between third person, and then it'll go to the stalker / murderer's perspective, and then back to third person. I enjoyed that. It's not bad for the time. It aged really, really well, but there's no real special effects in this movie. No blood, gore, or anything like that. It came out in the 70s. So, and no real monster in it. So for look, 3.5 out of 5. Creep. This movie is the classic slasher film. Before that meant anything. The phone calls, as I said earlier, the angles from which it was shot, everything is just perfect for a creepiness factor. So I gave this a 5 out of 5 for Creep. Tally all those up, and you end up with a
3.7
out of 5 skulls for Black Christmas on HBO Max. Another little fun factoid for my faithful listeners. Thanks, Kevin. This movie was the direct inspiration for the initial Halloween. John Carpenter, wanted to make a spiritual sequel to Black Christmas, and that is what inspired the original Halloween. And as you guys all know, I'm a big Halloween fan, so made me really enjoy this movie a lot more. So this was my first Christmas movie for the season. expect another one next week. Thanks for listening.